Data automation. It's a buzzword, right? But what does it actually take to get it right? Well, today, we're going to break down the playbook for building an automation strategy that's not just powerful, but also smart and scalable for the long haul. Let's dive in.
Look, we're all absolutely swimming in data. It's flowing in from countless sources all day, every day. But just having the data, that's not the challenge anymore. The real question is, are you in control of it, or is it controlling you?
And this is how you take back control. Data automation isn't just about speeding things up. It's about building an intelligent system that can handle that entire data pipeline from start to finish. And when you get this right, you free up your team from all that tedious, repetitive work, and you let them focus on what really moves the needle: actual analysis and discovery.
So, let's kick things off by really zooming in on the scale of the challenge that, let's be honest, pretty much everyone is facing these days. Think about it. Raw data, on its own, is just chaos. It's a tangled mess. And without a smart system to bring some order to that chaos, your data isn't just useless. It can actually become a liability, leading you to all the wrong conclusions. The real value comes from turning that jumble into clear, actionable insight. So how do we start taming all that chaos? Well, it all begins with first principles. Before you even think about building anything, you've got to be crystal clear on the why and the what. You know, it is so easy to fall into this trap of automating everything just because you can. It's a shiny new tool, and it's tempting. But honestly, without a clear goal, you just risk building an incredibly complex system that doesn't solve any real business problems. You just end up with a more complicated mess. So, before you write a single line of code, you have to hit pause and ask the most important question of all. Why are we doing this? What's the specific outcome we're actually trying to achieve here? For instance, are you trying to slash your data processing time from days down to minutes? Or maybe your top priority is making sure data is consistent across every single department. Or maybe it's all about getting real-time dashboards in front of your leadership team. See, knowing your why is going to dictate every single choice you make about the how.
Okay, now for the what. This saying is practically ancient in tech terms, but you know what? It has never been more true. Because the most brilliant, most sophisticated automation pipeline on Earth cannot create gold out of garbage. Simple as that. The quality of your output is always, always capped by the quality of your input.
So how do you stop that garbage at the door? Well, it's kind of like a 1-2 punch. First, you build in validation right at the source, checking the data as soon as it comes in. And second, you build in smart error handling that automatically flags and quarantines any issues before they can poison your entire downstream system. All right, so you've got a clear purpose and a plan for quality. The next principle is all about building for tomorrow, not just for today. You've got to think long-term. This right here is a choice between two very different futures. On one path, you've got a rigid system. Sure, it might work perfectly right now, but it's brittle. The second your business grows or your needs change, it's just going to shatter. The other path? That's an adaptable design that can grow and evolve with you, saving you from a really painful and expensive overhaul down the line. It's the difference between building with Legos and building with concrete. And that brings us to one of the biggest myths about automation, this idea that you can just turn it on and walk away.
Yeah, you can't just flip a switch and expect your automation to run flawlessly forever. The most powerful systems are more like a well-tended garden. They need continuous care and attention to stay healthy and effective. So what does that look like in practice? Well, it means you're proactively auditing your workflows to make sure they're still doing what you need them to do. It means you're setting up smart alerts that scream the moment something looks weird. The whole point is to catch those small failures early before they cascade into huge downstream problems that might go unnoticed for weeks. Okay, for our final principle, let's talk about the key to building real trust in your system, making it reliable and utterly predictable. Efficiency is how fast you can go, but reliability, that's knowing you'll actually get to your destination. And while speed is exciting, reliability is what your business can actually depend on, day in and day out. It's what turns a cool automation tool into absolutely critical infrastructure. Building this kind of reliability means you have to be proactive, not reactive. You almost have to think like a pessimist, anticipate all the places where things could break, and for each one of those potential failures, have a clear plan ready to go. So when something does go wrong, and believe me, it will, your team knows exactly what to do. No panic, just action. So let's bring it all together. Here it is, the playbook for success. You start by defining a crystal clear objective. You obsess over data quality. You build for future scale. You monitor things constantly. And you design the entire system to be predictable, even when things fail.
Because when you follow this playbook, you finally get to the real goal of all of this. You stop wrestling with the data and you start actually having a conversation with it. You get to focus on what matters, discovering those hidden insights that are going to drive your business forward.
Your data has stories to tell. It really does. The real question is, are you building an automation system that's actually built to listen?